Okay.
Hey everyone. Oh gosh, that's kind of loud. I'm on here. We're getting on Facebook as well. I think we're just now getting on.
Yep, we're on both of them. I think it's live on both.
Good.
Yes.
Hey, so good to be back. I'm here with Meg again. She's my sweetheart. Yeah. And my kids are all sitting right here. Kirby's.
Hey.
We're all jealous of Meg.
He's my side man.
I'm also a little squirmer.
He wants to come sit on my lap.
Oh.
Okay. And Ruby.
Oh, Ruby. Get me out of here. Oh, no. I gotta go crawl around and...
So I thought I got quite a few requests the last time that I thought I would play through some of those this time. And I was talking with Troy. I had a funny moment when a friend of mine had posted about the record Floodplain just being a good record for this time. And I thought, I told Troy, I have felt a little bit like waving to everybody and saying, hey, if you're just now joining the SS, just now boarding the SS anxiety, I've written quite a few songs about it, so have some resources for you if you need some help with, I don't know, a couple Sundays ago, our pastor Micah talked about Egypt in this place between the Egyptians coming and the sea, this very narrow place. And he was talking about how they were told in one verse, be still, and then the next, like literally 2 verses later, but move, but just go. And so how sometimes we can feel like we're getting sort of contradictory, maybe, signals. Is this a time to be quiet? Is this a time to take action? What exactly am I doing right now? So I've been thinking a lot about that, and I think just the need to be productive and doing stuff is like so strong in us, and I wonder what this is producing in us. I know that for us, it's really, forced family time. I had a friend say, text me and say it's doing wonders for my marriage because we're together all the time. And for others of us, it's maybe drawing out hard stuff and things like that. So anyway, I'm with you and just thinking about what is this about? What is this time really for? And then sometimes just, not getting out of bed and things like that. So I'm having both responses probably like you are. But anyway, someone had asked about this song, and I thought it was good as you are in tight quarters with your people. Loving a person just the way they are, it's no small thing. It takes some time to see things through. Sometimes things change, sometimes you're waiting. You need grace either way. Hold on to me. some time. And all the groves say, Lord, it takes some time.
It takes some time.
Yay for me. What do you say when you take the stage? Let's hear it for me.
Yeah, let's hear it for me.
Let's hear it for me. Troy often says that when he's taking the stage at the art house.
Keep it on this control. No.
So last time I got to look through the scroll through after we were done, and it was so sweet to see so many people that I know. So I know that I'm in here with friends. Hi, Tim. I know Becca is sitting right now by her evaporator, evaporating maple syrup, or evaporating the sap to make maple syrup. So hi to Becca in the Sugar Shack. And it is my mother-in-law's birthday today. So a big happy birthday to Mimi Groves. And yeah, we can sing happy birthday for her really quick.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Everybody sing along.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mimi. Happy birthday to you. And many more. All right, so I would ask Trey to join me. I had written a post a little while back about sorry, I forget that this is not how we're communicating.
Yeah, if you're off the mics, just project a little more as well.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. So I often get to go to music at a place called Laity Lodge it's in the hill country in Texas. It's just a beautiful place, and the DNA of the place is very much, it was built by Howard Butt, his family owned the H-E-B chain down in Texas, which is a grocery store chain. And it became a place where the laity or lay people could come and just have retreat and really deeply meaningful conversations about things that matter. And recently I did it was actually over Valentine's weekend. I did a retreat. It was a marriage retreat. And we were there. My good friends, Linda and Mark Roberts, were speaking, and it was just a really incredible time. But on Saturday night, we do a concert, and Troy joined me just on Cajon, right? You just had one there. Anyway, we were rehearsing, and we were going to play a couple songs, and got to this. I was trying to think through songs that felt good with the piano and Cajon, and I thought, different kinds of happy, so we started rehearsing it. Anyway, just looking across the piano, and so 5 years ago, because of changes in the music industry, we couldn't all be out on the road, all of us, we needed different streams of revenue, and so Troy was looking for a new way to use his gifts, and ended up landing at International Justice Mission, where he works now full-time. And so anyway, but that meant he wasn't on the road with me anymore, and so I've been going out, kind of just fly out, fly back kind of stuff. A lot of you already know this because you are good friends of mine, but anyway, so it was just a moment. We started playing different kinds of happy, and we got to the line. I wish those two could see us now. They never would believe how there are different kinds of happy. And it was sweet to play together again, and to just think about in that kind of snapshot. We've just celebrated 25 years, and just in that one line, when a lyric has lived, when you've lived with it for 15, 20 years, it collects all of this meaning, it collects all these experiences. And so when I go to sing them, then it's not just like I just wrote it. It's carrying all this meaning and all these stories and all these things that have happened over this time. So anyway, so we're gonna do that for you again. We
Thanks for signing back up for another 25.
I did. He asked me to marry him. We didn't actually have a wedding, but he asked me if I would sign up for another 25 years, and I said yes. It was a sweet. And then, as if on cue, we were out as if on cue, the band struck up, wise men say only fools rush in. And we thought, that's just, so we danced.
Little slow dance.
Little slow dance. All right. Go on and ask me anything. What do you need to know? I'm not holding on to anything I'm not willing to let go of. To be free. To be free. Gotta ask you something. Please don't be afraid. There's a promise here that's heavier than your answer might weigh. Baby, it's me. And it's a sweet, sweet thing. Standing here with you and nothing to hide. Light shining down to our very insides. Sharing our secrets, baring our souls, helping each other come clean. Secrets and ciphers, there's no good way to hide. There's redemption in very good for confession and freedom in the light. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. It's a sweet, sweet thing. Standing here with you and nothing to hide. Light shining down to our very insides. Sharing our secrets, baring our souls, helping each other come clean. And better than our promises is the day we got to keep 'em. I wish those two could see us now. They never would believe how there are different kinds of happy, different kinds of happy. There are different kinds of happy, different kinds of happy. And it's a sweet, sweet thing. Standing here with you and nothing to hide. Light shining down to our very insides. Loving each other is a
You better watch out. Somebody's gunning for Dad. Andy Gullahorn said, Troy is so handsome. You better watch out.
Hands off my man,
Andy.
Andy Gullahorn. Happy birthday, Andy. I think I saw it's your birthday as well. You and my... Okay. All right. Someone asked on behalf of the healthcare workers if I could do Long Defeat. And this is inspired by a healthcare worker, Dr. Paul Farmer, who worked in Haiti treating tuberculosis. And he talked about how he in the biography written about him called Mountains Beyond Mountains, he talked about the biographer, asked, isn't it a waste of time for you, such a skilled doctor, to go walk miles every day to find this one man and make sure he takes his medicine? And Dr. Paul Farmer turns around and says, you don't understand, you don't get it. All this time I've been walking the Long Defeat. And I would love to win. I'd love to be on the winning side, but if winning means turning my back on those who lose, I don't want to win like that. And so I invite everyone to join with me in the Long Defeat. And turns out this is a line from Lord of the Rings. And so I just really resonated with me that many kingdom things appear to be losing, or maybe seem to be like the wrong type of move, or upside down things. And yet here we have, Jesus, the Sermon on the Mount, just blessed are the poor. This is where you'll find me. This is where I reside. This is where the good things are. The people that are really broken in spirit, they know something. They carry something about who God is and what the kingdom is like. And so I want to try to, as much as I can, I want to be a part of that. And that reminds me, something I really wanted to say here is just to not forget the NGOs in your life. Obviously, we've supported IJM for a long time, but they're still tirelessly working to stand in the gap for people. And just this week, there was an incredible rescue that I will be posting about. But IJM is still on the front lines. They're still bringing rescue to people whose lives someone has said to them, your life is forfeit. Your one life is forfeit. And that's just not acceptable. That's not okay. And IJM is working globally to confront that. So I know that we're all facing interesting financial times, but yeah. And then obviously local places, I know everyone says that, but just that we would look out and look around and how we can enter this, what might look like a long defeat. I have joined the long defeat. Sorry, I made that about a bunch of other things, but originally I wanted this to be a shout out and a prayer for all of our healthcare professionals on the front lines of this thing. I think of you when I sing this. I have joined the long defeat, falling set in motion, all my strength and energy, raindrops in the ocean. So conditioned for the wind to share in victor's stories, in the place of ambition's din. I've heard of other glories, and I pray for an idea and a way I cannot see. This is too heavy to carry.
lot of great comments and support
Great.
from medical workers all over the world right now.
I love that. Thank you, guys. Thanks for what you're doing. It's deeply meaningful to all of us, and we feel really helpless sitting at home, knowing that you're genuinely putting yourself at risk. So our hearts go out to you. Oh, really cool thing, Ruby and I this week, our local fabric store had a pattern for making masks, and so we got enough materials. They actually were giving out free kits. We got in line 6 feet apart. It was amazing, the turnout, but people were very careful, and they only let a certain number in the store at a time. Everyone was really respectful, and we got stuff to make masks, and it's on the website, So Good Goods has the pattern.
I mean, it's not Stitch This,
It's not stitched.
or what are the other ones?
We saw a pattern in as we traveled that embroidery and like sewing stores had. There was it was embroid me,
Stitch This,
stitch this, quilt yourself.
Quilt.
Which I'm sure the emphasis wasn't like, hey, quilt yourself.
Hey.
I'm sure it was more like,
Hey, Stitch This.
quilt yourself. Yeah. You can do it. But we just started taking notes on all these sewing stores that had like really
snarky names.
Hey, stitch this. Oh, that might be a bad gesture somewhere in the world. I'm sorry if that's your part of the world. Stitch this, quilt yourself, embroid me, and there's another one. I can't remember. Anyway.
I don't know.
It's comical. All right. So 2 more songs, 1 more song? You were saying?
Did you finish your story? You were saying.
Oh, so we're making masks. Ruby and I are making about 42 masks out of 1.5 yards of fabric, and they have been designed by someone. I don't know that they're like the exact medical ones, but they are useful. They actually put them over the other ones, and it helps with another facet of what they're facing, but it creates another barrier for them. So if they don't have like N19 or something, they don't have those exact masks,
right, N95.
then they can put those N95. I'm terrible with numbers. Okay. All right. I was gonna play. Sorry, this time flies. I was only gonna do 30 minutes. I don't want to keep you, but I'm gonna play 2 songs back to back. Enough and Abide With Me, and thank you for listening. And yeah, much love to all of you. Late nights, long hours, questions are drawn like a thin red line. No comfort left over, no safe harbor in sight. Really, we don't need much, just strength to believe there's honey in the rock. There's more than we see in these patches of joy, in these stretches of sorrow. There's enough for today, there'll be enough tomorrow. And then this.
I have to switch these.
Oh, why?
My battery's dying.
Can you just plug that? Oh, you have to hang it up in there. Okay.
Quick, Kirby, can you grab that?
Little switch.
All right, Trey's making a really quick switch.
Little switch. Stitch this. There we go.
Okay. Oh, so I was going to say, making masks. That was fun.
Sorry.
Things I wanted to really quick say. Mimi, happy birthday. IJM, all the folks still working tirelessly, healthcare workers working tirelessly. Thank you. I did a really neat thing last week. I saw it come through on Twitter that there was going to be sort of a discussion on the movie The Hidden Life. If you haven't seen it, it's a Terrence Malick movie, and it's just it's stunning. It moves very slowly, so you have to kind of still yourself before you watch it. If you go in expecting a normal movie pace, you're going to maybe feel fidgety, like I can do sometimes if I'm doing that. But so I watched The Hidden Life, and then I signed up for this. It was like a cinematic symposium kind of thing. I actually don't even know who it's from. This is terrible, but if you were to Google Hidden Life and like it, Mako Fujimura, Dan Hazeltine, David Dark, Lisa Sharon Harper, can't remember Brent, Brett, I know your name, Brett, I'm so sorry. But anyway, they had a panel talking about the movie. So I watched the movie and I got to watch this panel, but they have it online. And so if you have free time, I recommend this movie highly. It's just this beautiful story of a man who is refusing to work against his conscience and fight for the Germans during World War II. But it's more than that. It's a story of bravery and of humility and of just deeper questions, and it was really meaningful to me. So anyway, look that up if you get a chance. This song was beautifully retuned by Justin Smith, and I was given the song by Sandra McCracken. I was going to be singing with her, and she wanted to sing this song, so she sent me a version from an Indelible Grace record that came out in 2007. And when I went to go do a hymns album, I knew I wanted to do this song because it had really been a friend and accompaniment to me during the deepest parts of depression when I was really struggling with depression in 2012, 2013 at its most profound and deepest. So I wanted that to go on this record, Abide With Me. It ended up being the title of the record because, this song has been a friend for a long time.
Thyself before my closing eyes shine through this gloom and point me to the skies. By morning breaks and earthly shadows flee, in life and death, Lord, abide with me. In life and death, Lord, abide with me.
Much love. Thank you.
Honey.
Peace to you, friends.